still patriots. One of the greatest American patriots, John Adams, wrote that the American Revolution was effected before the war commenced. The revolution was in the minds and hearts of the people. That was the moment when America awoke, when we looked around and understood that we were a nation. We realized who we were, what we valued, and what we would give our lives to defend.
President Trump calling on member states at the UN to stand up for the values of freedom and democracy. The president evoking one of the founding fathers, the second president of the United States, John Adams. Joining me now is historian Doug Wead. Good to see you, Doug.
Hi, Liz. Good to see you.
What did you think of the president citing John Adams?
I thought it was fascinating and a little scary. I was fascinated because America is so unique, and that's what he was reminding the United Nations. Most of those nations there celebrate their birthday after a great victory on the battlefield or after the signing of a treaty. The United States is unique. Our kids don't get out of school on the day Battle of Yorktown when we defeated the British and won the Revolutionary War. They don't get out when we celebrate George Washington's inauguration as the first president or the ratification of the Constitution. We celebrate the Declaration of Independence. When that was signed, we were free because we said we were free. So America's an idea, and what was scary to me is he's reminding the United Nations, he's saying, hey, we're good people. We got a great idea here. Just keep that in mind because I'm going to have to make some tough decisions.
Doug, compare President Trump's speech today with President Obama. President Obama often apologized on behalf of America. Let's listen.
There have been times where America has shown arrogance and been dismissive, even derisive. The United States is still working through some of our own darker periods in our history. We've at times been disengaged, and at times we've sought to dictate our terms.
Dictate our terms. Is it refreshing, Doug, to have a president talk positively about America's history of democracy and freedom?
Yes, it is. And President Obama, what's missing there is there's kind of a glorification of these other nations. In fact, your viewers can Google or Bing the United Nations and they'll see it's a hotbed of corruption, the scandals. A lot of people come to the United Nations to do deals from these countries all over the world. We see America is corrupt, and it can't compare to the corruption of many of these other countries. So the idea that America is some big, bad, evil country in the world at the United Nations is laughable when they're doing their drug deals and their banking deals and their guns deals.
You're saying it's about that the U.S. stands for the rule of law. The president also reminding the UN about the U.S.'s Marshall Plan for Europe and its original goals. Let's take a listen.
This institution was founded in the aftermath of 2 world wars to help shape this better future. It was based on the vision that diverse nations could cooperate to protect their sovereignty, preserve their security, and promote their prosperity. It was in the same period, exactly 70 years ago, that the United States developed the Marshall Plan to help restore Europe. Those 3 beautiful pillars, they're pillars of peace, sovereignty, security, and prosperity. The Marshall Plan was built on the noble idea that the whole world is safer when nations are strong, independent, and free.
You know, it just occurred to me that the nations he called out as rogue regimes really aren't prosperous, right? So he's talking about, the Trump doctrine, holding up the 3 pillars of the Marshall Plan. How will nations react to what he's saying there?
I don't know that he's trying to get a reaction from them, Liz. I think he's making a statement here. He's going on the record. He's trying to prepare them for something. I think he's saying, look, stick with me, cooperate with me. Don't let this thing happen with North Korea, Iran. I'm going to have to do something. We can avoid this. And he's also saying, if we can't avoid this, I want you to remember that we were the first out of the gate to help you and to help the world and to make sacrifices to rebuild the world after terrible wars, including wars that used atomic weapons. It was just a bit alarming to me. And then put yourself, Liz, if you were president of the United States, what are you going to do? If Hillary were president of the United States, what are you going to do? Are you going to kick this can down the road? Can you? Or are you going to allow North Korea and through it Iran to have nuclear weapons when they already sponsor suicide terrorists as it is?
Okay. Historian Doug Wead, thank you so much for your time, sir. We love